The Riggs High School band and choir are up to a lot of good things in the community, and now they're putting on a petting zoo, one like you've never seen before. Mckeithan Jensen goes up there to bring you this story.
So this is the third annual Instrument Petting Zoo. It is hosted by our Tri-M Music Honor Society, which is like NHS, National Honor Society for music students. Every year, well, it's also hosted by our band students as well. They come and help us. Every year for the last 3 years now, we have been trying to recruit more students for our band program. So what you see happening behind me is future band students finding their perfect instrument. Students coming to this event benefits the students overall because they find the perfect instrument for them. So students often quit band in the future because the instrument wasn't right for them. Maybe it's the way that their mouth is formed, or their teeth, or their stature even can create an issue with their instrument. It benefits the band program because hopefully that increases our retention from year to year. So that helps out the middle school and then directly benefits the high school, because whatever it was retained within the middle school, we keep usually at the high school.
It's really about fitting them, kind of like in Harry Potter where the wand picks the wizard. Sometimes the instrument ends up picking the student, but we want to make sure it's a good fit for them, and this is a great opportunity for them to have the chance to do that. See, if we try and pigeonhole a kid onto a certain instrument without really giving them the opportunity to try that, then we end up having to find out the hard way once the school year starts. This way, we have an opportunity to have them all here together. They get to kind of join band as a class, and we find out where each kid is best fitted for and which instrument that they really have a knack for. Also gives us a chance to kind of see where they are musically, especially for our percussionists, see what they've been doing piano-wise and things like that. And just having a set plan going into the school year really benefits us for lesson planning and getting them up and running as fast as possible.
The students that are here with us today testing instruments are from all 3 elementary schools in the Pierce School District, as well as St. Joseph's School, and we have a couple of homeschooled students joining us as well. Our initial registration, it has been open for the last 2 months, included about 74 to 75 students. I would say that's about 10 more students than previous years. We did have 8 that were unable to join us, but we did have 5 show up, maybe 6 that weren't pre-registered with us. So our numbers are up this year. Besides trying the instruments, the students are actually in the auxiliary gym playing games with some of our Tri-M students. So some of the Tri-M students are not in band, but they are choir kids that are, I wouldn't say concerned, but want to help with the retention and recruitment process within the band program. So they're helping in that way. Also, it helps because our numbers are so great that we wouldn't be able to have the one-on-one experience that we do with these students unless we split them up into 2 big groups. They will also be getting a snack that is furnished by the Tri-M Music Honor Society through fundraising. They did get to see the middle school perform for them, so they had an opportunity to see where they could be in the future. One thing that's really cool about this event is we have middle school students that come back and help, and they recognize and remember some of the high schoolers that helped them pick their instrument. And one of my students was just telling me that a 6th grader came up and said, Josie, I don't know if you remember me, but I'm playing alto now. And Josie kind of helped guide him in that way. So they're cultivating and creating relationships they might not otherwise be able to, because how often does a 6th grader get to interact with a senior in high school?
The recruiting aspect of it is incredibly important, because if we're not in front of the faces of the students, it is something that I think can easily slide by. I think the advantage of doing it as a group like this is that it starts for them to really kind of form collegial relationships with each other. They kind of start to have each other's backs right away. I mean, just down there already, when they're grabbing a snack, they're already sitting together. They're taking ownership of the group. And when there is that family nature, that these kids have a place where they can belong and they don't have to worry about fitting into a clique, it really does help the program out immensely. I can't think of a better way to do it, because if we were just to go individual student by individual student, they may miss out on that family relationship. And this is where that family relationship starts. It's right here, right up at the top, with the high schoolers helping out, the middle schoolers kind of getting their hands a little bit dirty for the first time, and really digging in with these fifth graders so that they can look up and say, hey, this is what I can aspire to. I can really belong to this for a long time, and even beyond the walls here at Riggs.
If a student didn't make it to our instrument petting zoo, it's never too late to join band. Not only can they contact Mr. Vasilie at the middle school and join still in 6th grade, if they are a student that is beyond 5th grade, we will still always accept them into our music program.
It's not late even until after day 1. If you want to get a hold of, if that student would want to get a hold of either me or Mrs. Mckeithan Jensen, we could certainly set up something off hours, so to speak, let them come in, try some of the instruments. We have plenty of instruments here at the high school as well as at the middle school. It's not too late, just need to get a hold of us so that we can reach out to them so we get the best idea for even those who weren't here. Buying online can be a really scary experience because there are a lot of what I used to call instrument-shaped objects out there. Best places to go are your tried and true instrument dealerships like Taylor Music in Aberdeen, Haggerty's out in Rapid City. Here in town, we of course have Peer Music. We have a close relationship with Carrie Friedel, the owner there, and then a place like Poplar's out in Sioux Falls. Go to a tried and true certified instrument dealership because otherwise you're really rolling the dice, and you could wind up with something that is subpar and really hinders the growth musically of your student and the growth of the band as a whole. I would say the first thing is getting to make all the different sounds on your instrument. We do those in the first couple of days, and then to have the accomplishment of starting to read a completely different language and make beautiful sounds together right away. That is an incredible confidence booster for students who might otherwise be very lost in the brand newness of middle school life. Later on, as they develop, they have the opportunity to join things like the Emerald Regiment, the drum line, the percussion group, and then of course you get to throw in the advantages of traveling later on, should they choose to stick with it. I know that I've mentioned I've been to mainland Europe and to China in my travels, as well as many other places across the United States, and I believe there are some really cool destinations planned for the Riggs Band coming up. And of course they were in Nashville last year. We can't discount those important educational opportunities that they may not have the opportunity to do otherwise. And I just can't thank Mrs. Mckeithan Jensen enough because in my life as the middle school, both the middle school 6th grade choir teacher, the band director, and gen music teacher there, my hands are very full, as well as other community events and things that I'm involved in. And to have someone who has dedicated herself and thrown herself at the marketing campaign for this event and for band in general is just an immense blessing. And I don't know what we would do without her and without the support of the high schoolers here, because they have fully thrown their weight behind the band program down at the middle school, and it is paying off in ways that we cannot possibly see, and in ways that we see even in performance.
There's always a great story to find at Riggs High School and throughout the Pierre Public School District. It's not just about your kids, it's about our kids. Get involved. Take some time, whether that's at a local sporting event or getting involved maybe in reading buddies at the elementary level. They're always looking for our volunteers and support of any kind. So if you can help out, contact the Pierce School District. That's going to do it for this edition of Insight. We're working on more packages for the next program. Till then, thanks for watching.